So today I'm going to teach you how to make a Dragoon in Dungeons & Dragons 2024 5th edition rules. So let's get into it. The first thing that we're going to want to do is have a character that can move around the battlefield and be sort of a utility character. So believe it or not, the class that we're going to be running with is going to be Barbarian initially. So before you dive into that, the stats that you're going to want to have: strength. You want to have your dexterity to at least a 14, and then you're going to want to try to have a high constitution. As far as your background, I would recommend soldier because it gives you an ability score increase to those three things. And then I would probably look at a species, kind of pick whatever one you want, but I think the Goliath is probably what I would go with because of the enhanced movement speed, and that's going to be very important for this build. So Barbarian 1, we're going to get some weapon masteries, and the things that are really important for us is we're going to be using a spear and initially a lance. So I would take sap and topple would be the two that I would take initially. You're going to be rocking medium armor, and so that's going to get your AC to about a 16 if you can snag some scale mail right out the gate. Plus a shield's going to give you 2, so you're going to be rocking kind of an 18 AC right out the gate, which is pretty awesome. You get rage, so if you're attacking with strength, which we are, we're going to be adding a +2 to the damage when we rage, which is great. Next, we are Barbarian level 2, and so that is going to get us reckless attack. And this is going to be amazing because it's going to give us advantage on all of our attacks, but at the same time give us disadvantage. Which actually isn't too big of a deal for us right out the gate, because if you're using a spear, you're getting attacking an enemy with disadvantage if you strike them, so it kind of negates that. So kind of a cool feature there. Continuing on, we're going to go to Barbarian 3, and at Barbarian 3 we're going to get our subclass, which is going to be Path of the Wild Heart. And believe it or not, the beast that we are going to be using is going to be the eagle. Now, what's pretty cool about the eagle is that when you rage and when you take a bonus action, it gives you both the dash and the disengage action, which is huge for us. So we already have a movement speed of 35. So when we take the dash action, we are going to be having a movement speed of 70. And when we run up and strike somebody with our spear, that is going to give them disadvantage, and then we can move into the back line to, or move back to the front line and try to protect some of our squishies, but also giving an enemy disadvantage, which is pretty awesome. So level 4, we're going to be taking a half feat here. The one that I recommend, just because I think it's on point thematically, is going to be Charger. I think there's some other good ones here. Pole Arm Master might be an obvious choice, and I wouldn't fault you for taking that at all. So we'll take Charger. This is going to give us an extra 1d8 of damage when we strike an enemy if we move at least 10 feet in a straight line. Now also, what it's going to do is give us an extra 10 feet of movement. So our speed goes from 70 to 80. And then level 5, we're pretty much here for extra attack. Now, this is where we sort of jump off in multi-class a little bit. Then I would probably move right into Fighter level 1. What's really cool is we're going to get a fighting style here. Now, the one that I would probably take would be Protection. And the reason being is because for the most part, we'll have a shield. And that's going to make it so everybody has disadvantage whenever, let's say, we move back next to our sorcerer and someone goes to attack, we use a reaction. We're going to impose disadvantage for anyone that attacks the sorcerer. In addition, any other attack that comes in is going to have disadvantage imposed on them, which is pretty cool. Level 2, Action Surge. Basically, we get to use our dash and attack 4 times in a turn, so that's pretty awesome. And then level 3 is our level 8, character level 8, Fighter 3, we're going right into Battle Master. And so with this just has some pretty cool maneuvers. So I would probably look at something like goading attack or menacing attack, as well as maybe something like riposte if you didn't pick up like Polearm Master as opposed to Charger. So I only build characters to level 8 because if you're playing beyond that, that's awesome. But most of us campaigns usually fizzle out around then. So feel free to keep continuing it into Battle Master to keep getting some additional ASIs or some additional feats in a pretty quick way. So anyways, that's how I would build a Dragoon in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition with the 2024 rulebook. I will be doing a 2014 variant because I know not everyone's playing on that, so stay tuned.